Evening. You, Mr. Rennie?
Two ends. First name's Miles.
You phoned in some kids were bothering you.
That's right. There were 6 of them. 4 boys and 2 girls.
You get a close look at them, see who they were?
No, I didn't. It was pretty dark, but they were big as I am. As a matter of fact, one of them was a lot bigger, big husky kid. They were all youngsters.
Youngsters?
Well, 18, 19, you know.
Now, what did you say they did?
Well, my car was parked right there. It's brand new.
Yeah.
Well, I heard this noise outside, and I looked out the window, and I saw this gang of kids fooling around it.
Your car?
That's right.
What were they trying to do, get inside?
No.
Hubcaps?
What?
Were they trying to jimmy off hubcaps?
They'll do that. Brand new T-Bird. They get $30 a pair.
Oh, no, nothing like that. They were just standing here.
And,
Well, anyway, I came out on the porch, and I yelled, "Hey, what are you kids trying to do?"
They answer you?
No, I guess I sort of surprised them, so I told them to get out of here right away or I'd call the police.
And then?
Well, they just kept standing there, so I told my wife to get in touch with you people.
Then what'd you do?
Well, I sort of walked down towards them.
What'd they do about that?
Well, the girls and a couple of the boys sort of edged away, but not this one kid. He held his ground. He looked at me kind of funny.
Funny?
Well, yeah, as if he knew something I didn't know, sort of a silly smirk on his face. Well, I don't know.
Well, then what'd you do?
Well, I stopped. This kid looked dangerous, the way he was looking at me. Well, finally, he smiled, and then he went off and joined the kids in their car.
What kind of a car? Did you see that?
It was a Ford, I think. Or, I don't know. Maybe it was a Chevy.
Did you get the license?
No, I told you it was pretty dark. It was a cut-down job. You know the way they do. No fenders. And, officer, there was something else. They called me a lot of names as they were driving out.
What kind of names, Mr. Rennie?
Dirty names. And there were girls in the car. They used words I never even knew when I was their age.
Mr. Rennie, why don't you just forget the whole thing?
Forget it?
Well, a new car like that is bound to attract attention, especially kids. But now, if there's any more trouble, you let us know.
Any more trouble? Now, wait a minute, officers. Do you mean to tell me you're just going to drop this whole thing?
Well, what do you want us to do? All you've told us is a couple of kids looked at your car and called you a few names.
Yeah, but the language they used, it was terrible.
But they didn't do anything.
No, but...
Look, you just got excited. I can't blame you. That happens.
Now, look, officers, if you had just been here, if you could have heard them...
Sure, Mr. Rennie. But if there's any more trouble, you let us know.
That's right.
All right. I'll do that.
Good night, Mr. Rennie.
Oh, you go on inside, honey. I'll put the car away. I've been going over this thing in my mind, trying to remember exactly what happened. Is there anything I didn't tell them, Grace?
No.
I mean, they acted like it was nothing at all.
I guess it just sounded that way, the way you told it.
Yeah, well, if they could have been here, if they could have seen those kids, heard what they said, the way they talked to me. I mean, is this the way kids are these days?
I hardly think so. Not all of them.
Well, then why these? The police said all they wanted to do was look at my car. Well, okay, why didn't they say so? I let them look. All they wanted.
Miles, do you think there was something else? Something else they wanted?
Oh, no. What am I doing sounding off like this? Of course not. Right now, they're all probably up on some hill necking with their girls and laughing about the whole thing.
Do you think so? Do you really think so?
Sure I do. And you know what?
What?
We should be laughing about it, too.
I guess that is really all it's worth.
Yeah. Well, that's my girl.
Where are you going?
Oh, I forgot something out in the car. I'll be back in a minute.
Man, what a chassis that chick's got.
That's not bad.
Not bad, man. She's built like a...
Cokes.
Sit down, baby.
For you, Romeo. The check.
Give me that. You pay.
Why me?
Because you lost. That's why you chickened.
No, your car's faster.
You took your foot off the gas first. That's chicken and...
No, I got some valve trouble.
You got some guts trouble. Pay.
I always pay.
You always chicken.
I ain't made of dough. Oh, I'm bleeding for you. Really, I am.
Any ideas?
Hmm?
What are we gonna do?
Well, I don't know.
Well, think of something.
Well, for crying out loud, let's do something.
Name it, will you?
Well, there ought to be something to do.
Go for a ride.
Oh, we just been... Oh, wait a minute, I got an idea. We'll wait till it's dark, and then we'll go out to the country club, and we'll drive around on the golf course again.
No. Not the way we cut those greens up before. You know, they'll be laying for us.
What are we gonna do, just sit here?
Think of something, will you? Turn that thing off, will you? Hey, remember those two girls we were cruising around with the other night?
What about him?
Well, I didn't think they were so bad.
Fine, I'll see you guys.
No, I mean, we all go up there together.
Real high-type dolls, huh?
Well, I didn't think they were so bad.
Nothing.
Real dogs.
It was a suggestion.
Hey, I got something. Remember the night we had those bags?
Do
No, I mean the old guy. You know, the guy got all excited when we stopped looking at his car.
Yeah, the old guy with the T-bird.
You know what I'd like?
What?
I'd like to take a ride in that T-bird.
You mean steal it?
Now, I didn't say steal it. I just said take a ride.
Yeah, but where? I mean, what do we do with it?
Nothing. We'll just go around town, that's all.
Yeah, but where?
The country. What's the difference?
The old guy will probably phone the cops again.
That's for sure.
Look, he won't even know it's going for a while. By the time the cops get around looking for it, we'll be through with it.
You mean just dump it somewhere?
Well, sure. Let the cops find it. Nothing happens to us. You know, guys do it all the time.
Yeah, but how do we do it? I mean, without keys, you need keys, you know.
You mean you never crossed ignition wires before?
What, are you stupid or something?
Look, it's okay by me.
Listen, there are cars sitting around everywhere. Why go clear out to this old guy's house?
Because I want to ride in his car, that's all.
Why this old guy?
Why not?
I don't know. Well, because he looked so scared last time.
Well, that's good.
Sure, it's part of the kicks.
Come on, how about it, Arnie?
Oh, I'm with you.
Dirk? Sure. Vince?
I don't know, scaring an old guy.
Okay, we don't scare him. Once they're on the block before he knows it's going. All right? It's okay with me.
Kicks.
Okay, we'll go out there as soon as it's dark. All right?
All right, I guess I'm in.
Well, what do you know? Shit.
Get him, Bill! Get him! Get him! Get him! Help me! Get him! Get his money, I'll get his watch. Beat it.
Miles. Miles, now, I know what you're going to say, but I think there's somebody here.
Oh, Grace.
I could hear them outside from the kitchen. Miles, you've got to go out the garage and look. Now, come on, please. Please.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Honey, hurry.
What are you doing? I asked you what you're doing.
Where's your car, mister?
In the garage where it belongs. Now get out of here. I'm telling you, get out of here. I'll call the police.
Daddy-o, I am really panicked. Look, I'm shaking.
Told him once before. What good did it do you?
Now look, you're trying to steal my car. Don't tell me you aren't. I saw you tampering with that lock.
Oh, we weren't going to steal a thing, mister.
No, man, just take a little spin, that's all.
A spin?
Sure, you know. A little ride in the car.
Now get off my property. Go on. But I'm telling you, get off my property. Look, I told you I'll call the police. I know what you look like.
Give me a butt, will you?
Look, boys, I'm going to give you one more chance. If you don't get out of here right now, I mean this minute.
Oh, we'll leave, mister.
Well, that's better.
Just as soon as we get a ride in that car.
You know, you'll go to jail. All of you. Pulling a stunt like this, you must be crazy. They'll throw you in jail.
I keep telling you. Ain't I made it plain?
I don't know, he's pretty dumb. You better tell him again. Only this time make it very simple.
We got no mind to steal your car.
Well, how else do you think you're going to get it?
Simple. Simple and legal. You're going to give it to us. Come on, let's go.
Operator, this is an emergency. Get me the police. What? Oh, Starkey, 46770. Yeah, please hurry.
You say they threatened you, Mr. Rennie?
Well, as I told you, Sergeant, I mean about the car. They said I was going to give it to them.
It's not exactly a threat, is it?
No, but it was the way they said it.
Okay, okay. And you didn't get their license number?
No.
Seems to me like if this happened before, you'd know what to do by now. We need a license number.
Well, a couple of them lit cigarettes. That ought to help. I got a pretty good look at them.
Good enough to make an identification?
What do you mean?
A photograph lineup. Pick them out of a crowd.
I don't know. What are you going to do about it? Shine that light around all night?
There's not much else I can do, Mr. Rennie. Not unless I have a positive identification or a license number. Now, if you were ready for him next time.
Next time? Is there going to be a next time? Sergeant, my wife and I, we need protection.
Sure, Mr. Rennie. We'll do the best we can.
What?
Well, we'll keep our eyes open. Drive by now and then.
How often will that be?
Mr. Rennie, I'm going to level with you. We've got 9 policemen and 5 squad cars patrolling this whole district. In the last 24 hours, we've had 1 attempted murder, 4 car thefts, and 2 burglaries. Now, we're going to do the best we can for you. You understand?
Now, look, Sergeant Barrett, I'm a citizen. I pay taxes. I pay plenty. And that's what taxes are for, protection.
You couldn't afford the kind of protection you want, Mr. Rennie. I'll make out a report, of course.
You do that.
Good night, Mr. Rennie.
674. Phone station.
Hey, you know what?
What?
That was kicks.
What was kicked?
Last night, the old guy's house.
I was okay.
Okay? What's the matter with you? Didn't you like it?
Sure, I liked it. It's just that, well, we could have gotten into some trouble.
Now, what kind of trouble?
The cops. Supposing the cops had come around while we were there.
Now, supposing they had. We didn't do anything.
What about that old guy? Suppose he had started something.
Oh, I wish he'd have tried it.
I could have taken care of him myself.
You know, but he wasn't about to start a thing. Didn't you notice?
Huh? He was scared. You think he was?
Oh, scared stiff.
Yeah? Yeah, I guess he was.
Here, give me those. Hey, where'd you get a load of this one?
The babe with the telephone?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
How about that, huh?
Yes, sir. That I liked.
Man, that's the greatest.
Now, I don't mean that picture. I mean last night, the old guy's house. He was panicked.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. My old man, you should hear him. You know, he's always screaming over nothing. You know, like I don't get shook up easy, but he's the way he's always screaming at me.
Hey, what's that got to do with anything?
Well, it's nice scaring someone else for a change.
You think I'm scared of something, huh?
I don't know.
Well, I'm not. You know, you get the screwiest notions. You know that? Huh?
Sure, maybe, but that's not it. It's just that...
Well, it's not.
Okay, so I was just guessing.
I'll tell you something, though. And this is no guess. That old guy, I'll just bet he's shaking.
From what?
Wondering if we're going to come back again.
Are we?
Maybe.
You still want to ride in that car of his, huh?
Well, sure I do. You know, the ride ain't the most important thing anymore. It's just scaring that old guy. You know.
Dear sir, we want to take a ride in your car and we mean business. Leave it parked outside tonight and leave the keys too. Do as we say or you'll be sorry.
So, what is it this time? Same as last? Nothing till I get their license number? That smashed window. Maybe it's not a burglary or a murder. Maybe that just makes it peanuts in your book. But look at my wife. See what it's doing to her, and
Well,
then...
I can't promise anything. But if I take this letter to the lieutenant down at headquarters, we're short-handed, you understand. But I think I can get him to set up a stakeout for a night or two.
Stakeout?
Now, I'll tell you what you do, Mr. Rennie. You leave your car out here in the drive, just like they told you to, and leave the keys in it. I think we can patrol this block with one car.
Oh, you mean use my car for bait?
Right. When the kids come to grab your car, we'll grab them.
You think it'll work?
It's worth a try. Can't think of anything else.
All right, whatever you say.
Fine, Mr. Rennie. We'll get back to you.
Miles, is everything all right?
Everything's fine, honey. Just fine.
And they're going to do something?
Well, you heard what they said. They're going to use my car for bait. The kids pick it up, then they nab them.
Well, do you think that'll work?
Well, the police are at least trying. I think this is a good idea.
Then it'll end tonight?
Yes, darling. It'll end. It'll end tonight. Oh, I might as well put the car out now. You go on inside.
What was that?
I heard something.
What?
Outside in the street. It sounded like...
Do you think it's those boys?
You stay there. Stay right where you are. Who is it?
The police. Sergeant Barrett. Well, we got them for you.
Where are they?
Out by your car.
How many?
2.
There were 4 of them.
Well, it's a beginning. Get him out of there. Get him in the light.
All right, boys, let's get out.
Mr. Rennie. Mr. Rennie.
These aren't the boys.
Not the boys.
You made a mistake. These are Joe Foster's kids. They live across the street.
So what?
So they're not the same boys.
Just because they live across the street, you said yourself you weren't sure what they look like.
Well, I'd know these two.
They were in your car, Mr. Rennie. They were driving off with it.
We weren't driving any place, Mr.
Now, we'll
Rennie.
get to you.
What were you doing in my car, Billy?
Well, we were just coming home. We'd been down at the show. We saw your car here, and the keys were in it. All we were going to do was put it in the garage for you.
Now, there's one for you.
It's the truth, Mr. Rennie. Honest.
Okay, boys.
Okay, you mean you're going to swallow a thing like that?
What would you suggest?
Take them down to headquarters, lock them up for the night. We'll find out how innocent they are.
You will not.
Mr. Rennie.
You're not taking these boys down to headquarters unless I sign a complaint, which I'm not going to do. I'll go on home, boys, and go to bed.
Wait a minute. I'll tell you when. Let him go. Mr. Rennie, if you're not going to cooperate...
Cooperate?
All right. I'll cooperate.
Go on. Take them in. Lock them up. They'll do as good as anything to get this nuisance off your books.
Now, wait a minute. We're not trying to get any nuisance off the books.
Well, then find those boys.
We'll find them.
Don't talk about it. Find them.
Mr. Rennie, we're doing everything we're able.
Yeah. Yeah, that I believe.
Mr. God, for 2 cents.
Well, he's all keyed up.
He's all keyed up. I haven't had a good night's rest in a week.
Neither's he.
Simple as that, Mr. Rennie. Just push that little button under your dash, up she goes. Push it again, down she comes.
That and the button you installed in the kitchen.
Right. Now, coming home at night, it's raining, see? You got this button in your car, door goes up. Beeline it for the kitchen, no fumbling around with the door getting soaked. Push the button in your kitchen, down she goes.
And there's no way of getting into that garage once the door's down. I mean, without pushing one of those buttons. All right, okay. Oh, light. There's a lighter in the car.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Oh, here's some. Empty. Ain't that always the way, though?
Hey, let me see that. Sal's Malt Shop.
Kid hangout over near Roosevelt High. I did a job there a couple of months ago. Crazy kids tearing around on those hot rods of theirs, dancing, everything but working.
Yeah.
Now, let me...
Yeah. Come on, give.
Come on, give. Come on, give. Me all the time. All the time. Come on, give. Listen, I still want somebody to explain. I mean, I just don't get it.
What?
Well, we send a note to the old guy, you know. And then we don't do anything about it.
Well, that's fine. That's the idea.
I'm confused.
He's confused. Can that be?
I thought we were after a ride in the car. I thought that's what we were going to do.
So?
So maybe he had it parked outside waiting for us like we told him.
He did.
Huh?
I saw it. It was out there.
Then why didn't we just go take it?
The cops were there, too.
Hey.
I saw the T-Bird. It was there.
So was a squad car watching it every minute.
Well, I guess we don't get that ride after all, huh?
Sure we do. Look, there's no hurry. That's part of the kicks, taking your time. You know, waiting, playing it cool. Anyway, that old character ain't scared enough yet.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Come on, let's get out of here.
Sit down, will you?
Listen, if he sees us...
He's not gonna see a thing. Just relax.
Can I help you, sir? You seem to be looking for someone.
Well, yes. This place, I mean. I see a lot of kids come here.
Oh, you might say so. You know, it's kind of a hangout, you know.
Well, these kids that come here, do you know most of them?
Oh, yeah, just about all of them.
Well, I'm looking for one.
He comes in here?
I think so.
Well, what's his name?
I don't know. I don't know his name, but he's a big boy. Well-built, dark, you know, a big kid.
That's a rough one, sir. You know, that could almost be anyone, even me.
No, this one's sort of different.
Gee, I wish I could help you, sir, but you haven't given me much to go on.
Oh, I know, that's right. He's just a big, husky kid. You understand?
You know him if you saw him.
Well, I think I thought I... No, I don't know.
If you tell me what you want him for.
No.
A job or something?
Oh, no, nothing like that.
Well, why don't you come back in a couple hours? You know, kids keep coming in and out all the time.
Well, maybe I'll do that.
Hey, you want to leave your name and number? I can ask her out for you.
No, that's okay. Thanks very much.
Did you see him? Look on his face?
What, are you nuts or something?
See him, man. He sure looked you up and down.
Sure he did. And what did he see? Just a nice, clean-cut kid trying to do an old guy a favor.
Man, what a crust. Now what are we gonna do?
That old guy's name and phone number. I want it.
Why didn't you ask him for it while you were about it?
I did.
You what?
I asked him, but he was too scared to give it to me.
Scared? You mean Foxy?
I said scared, and we're gonna keep him that way. That old guy's name and phone number, I want it. Go ask around the neighborhood. Come on, get going.
When I get through with that old character, he's gonna be so scared he'll give us that car.
Miles, it's the telephone.
I hear it.
You better answer it.
It isn't anything this time of night. Probably a wrong number. It'll stop soon.
Might be important.
If it was important, they'll call back in the morning.
Is that you, Mr. Rennie? Come on, wake up, Mr. Rennie.
Who is this?
Now, you know what we want. Didn't you read the note? We want to ride in your car. Are you still there, Mr. Rennie?
Yes.
Now, what about the car? You haven't been doing what we told you to.
It was parked outside.
Sure. So are the cops.
There were no police there.
You're a liar, Mr. Rennie. You went and double-crossed us, didn't you? You're going to be sorry for that, Mr. Rennie.
Now, look here,
You're going to be very sorry, Mr. Rennie.
Sorry? What for? For God's sake, will you please tell me? What have I ever done to you? I don't even...
Miles? Is that those boys?
Yes.
Well, Miles, what do they want?
Grace, I wish I knew. They say they just want to ride in my car. If they wanted to steal it, keep it, or sell it, that'd make a little sense, but all they seem to want is a ride. A joyride. And they're putting us through all this just for a joyride.
Oh, Miles.
Oh, don't, darling. Please, please don't.
Miles, I can't stand it. It's going to drive me out of my mind.
I know, baby.
Miles, when's it going to end? Please, Miles, when's it going to end?
Tomorrow. It's going to end tomorrow. It's got to.
Miles, are you sure?
You get him?
Yeah, the whole bunch.
They give you any trouble?
Those punks, you kidding?
What's the story?
Well, this guy's on his way to work, see? So he stops by a newsstand to pick up a paper. He hops out of the car and leaves his motor running.
There's a smart one.
Yeah, it takes all kinds. So while he's paying for the paper, he looks around and hears these kids tearing off with his car.
Now, how'd you get into it?
Pure accident. We were just cruising by.
How'd you stop him?
We didn't. We stopped ourselves, rammed into a lamppost down Belmont Avenue.
Anybody hurt?
Not a scratch. But you ought to see that car.
Got him done the lineup? Morning, Lieutenant. Morning, Ed. All ready? All set, sir. Okay, bring him in. All right, fellas, in here. Right up there on the platform.
Move along. Put your backs against the wall. Put your heads up. Look straight ahead. Get your hand down. We'll do the looking. You in the striped sweater. What's your name?
Ward.
Louder.
Bill Ward.
Next.
Jimmy Johnson.
Next.
Chuck Wagon.
All right, comedian, stand up straight. Get your hands out of your pockets. Now give your name.
Phil Thompson.
All right, Ward, repeat after me. You double-crossed us, Mr. Rennie. You went and called the cops.
What?
You heard him.
You double-crossed us, Mr. Rennie. You went and called the cops.
All right, you say it.
You double-crossed us, Mr. Rennie. You went and called the cops.
Okay, you.
You double-crossed us, Mr. Rennie. You went and called the cops?
How about it?
It's not the same bunch.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, Taverner, they're all yours.
All right, boys, let's go.
You're absolutely sure these weren't the same boys?
I told you.
I know what you told me, but are you thoroughly convinced?
No, I'm not convinced. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure I know what we're doing here. Come on.
Mr. Rennie, please, just a moment. Mr. Rennie, we're going to give your case the full treatment. Barrett, I want that stakeout resumed.
You want to leave the car in the street?
No, I want the car in the garage.
Right.
Furthermore, I want an officer on Mr. Rennie's premises from the time he comes home at night till he goes to work in the morning. In other words, every minute the car is there.
Honey, in the kitchen. You can see the garage from the kitchen.
All right. Now about the telephone. If they call back, try to keep the conversation going as long as possible so we can trace the call. You'll have a two-way radio in the house and the squad car frequency. You can have 5 cars there in 5 minutes if you want them.
That's right.
And it's simply a matter of waiting.
Simply a matter of waiting.
Sir?
We'll do what you want.
Once more?
So anyway, I hold up 3 fingers, see?
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at them, and he starts in counting to himself real slow. You know, he's only 4.
Yeah.
So I say, come on, Henry, how many is it? Well, he thinks about it a minute, and he looks up at me and says, Channel 3?
Oh.
Channel 3. How about that? What are we raising these days?
Oh, kids.
And he's only 4.
You just wait till he's 6.
What's this? Did I miss something?
He was just telling me about his little boy.
Oh.
You about ready to leave, Mr. Rennie?
Yes, I'm off.
Well, it's home for me.
Who's on tonight?
Barrett, probably. Ah, he's all right.
Well, you've all done a swell job, although I think it's a waste of time to keep it up. I mean, 10 days and not a peep from them.
Oh, I think the lieutenant wants to stay with it for a few more days, just to make sure, you know.
Well, I'm surely grateful. You know that.
Look, who's screaming? It's the softest detail I ever pulled.
Can I drop you on the way in?
No need to bother. The radio car will pick me up.
Come on, it's on my way.
Well, okay.
Steak for dinner?
Liver.
It's easy to see who runs this house.
Hey, that kid of mine, you ought to see him eat steak.
Yeah?
You know, the other night we were over at my mother-in-law's house, and she brings out this 8 ounces of steak. She said...
Yes?
Free soap sample?
No,
It's
thank
a
you.
brand new soap, ma'am. It just came out on the market last week.
No, I don't think so.
Please, I'm supposed to give one of these to every lady in the neighborhood.
Well, all right. What are you doing here? Who are you?
Lady, you know who we are.
Watch her! Get that phone, Arnie.
What do you want?
We want your husband's duplicate set of car keys. Come on, let's have it.
No.
Look, ma'am, I'll say it again. The duplicate set of car keys.
I don't know where they are.
Let me tell you something. You know what I did once? I found a needle in a haystack.
It took me 4 hours to do it, but I found it, a brand new shiny needle.
You should have seen what was left of that haystack. Boys, got yourselves a needle to find. Good night.
The keys, ma'am!
I don't know where they are.
Come on, get going. We haven't got till Monday. Spence?
Yeah?
You okay?
No, I'm not okay. I just broke a bottle of perfume and the stinking crud's all over me. Anything?
No, the old guy's probably got it buried out in the backyard somewhere. Hey, wait a minute, I've got something.
What?
Here in the lining of this coat. That thing, it's a key.
You don't have to do that.
What do you mean?
You can cut the lining. You don't have to tear the thing apart.
Oh, who cares? Here it is, and I got it. YMCA locker number 10. Well, what about the bathroom?
Nothing.
Why, what happened, Vincey boy? Did you fall in?
Oh, wise guy.
No luck?
Nothing.
Arnie?
Not a thing.
Okay, the keys are in here then.
How about it, ma'am?
I don't know where they are. I don't know. Oh, no.
Where would I put them? The cabinet, maybe.
Dirk, try the cabinet. Arnie, the desk.
Oh, no, please. There's nothing in that cabinet you want. They're not there. Those are my things. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Oh, my things.
The door was stopped.
Oh, please. These are my things. This is my house. Oh, please, dear God, no more. No more, please. Oh, no.
That's enough.
What?
I said I got enough of this. She doesn't know where the key is.
What's the matter with you?
You think she'd let us tear this place apart if she knew where the key was?
Man, you're crazy.
Yeah, I'm crazy.
You guys are all right, I suppose. Getting out of here.
You chicken!
What's with that square?
Look, lady, I'm going to ask you this once more, real polite like. Where you got those keys hid?
Please, I don't know where any keys are.
She's lying.
Yeah, her head off.
You know, I say they're around here somewhere.
Sure. Maybe they're closer than we think.
Yeah.
Why don't I take a look and see if they're there?
No, 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 no,
Man, she's out cold.
Let's get out of here. Come on.
Mr. Rennie, I want to assure you that the police department will do everything in its power to find those 4 boys.
It's a little late, isn't it?
Perhaps it is. We'll still do all we can. I'm glad your wife isn't badly hurt, Mr. Rennie.
Not badly hurt. That's what the doctors told you, isn't it? Only a cut on the head, a slight concussion. But the doctors don't know my wife, Lieutenant. She's a sensitive woman, and a horrible experience like this.
It's been a shocking experience, I realize. I told you we'll do everything possible.
Just what is everything possible?
We'll maintain a constant patrol, naturally.
Day and night?
Yes.
For how long?
I don't know. That depends on developments.
Oh. But not indefinitely.
I told you that depends.
Look, Lieutenant, these hoodlums are smart. They'll have patience. You don't have the time or the men to match their patience.
Mr. Rennie, you've got to believe me. We're doing everything we possibly can.
Yes, I know. You're doing the best you can. That's what frightens me.
Sir?
Your best. It falls a little short, doesn't it?
Mr. Rennie, I've given your wife a sedative. She'll be asleep soon.
Oh, I want to see her before she does.
All right, but you'll have to hurry. She'll be asleep in a few minutes.
I don't know. I mean, what are you going to do? It's impossible for the law to provide absolute protection.
Makes quite a case for it, doesn't it?
For what?
The man you're always reading about. One who winds up taking the law into his own hands. Better go now, Mr. Rennie.
I'm going now, honey. I'll be right outside.
Miles,
Yes?
promise me.
Sure, honey.
Let them have it. Let them have the car.
I let them have it.
Promise me, Miles.
I promise.
Telephone, Mr. Rennie. Mr. Rennie, would you please take the phone?
Oh, thank you. Hello?
How is she, Mr. Rennie?
How did you locate me here?
It's been a long day, Mr. Rennie. Have you learned your lesson yet?
Yes, I've learned my lesson.
You ready to cooperate now?
I'm ready.
And how about the car?
You can have the car.
When?
Tell me.
Tonight.
All right, tonight.
Where?
Now, wait a minute. I'll meet you on Manning, just west of Foster.
Did you set this up with the cops? Well, if you bring the cops with you, Mr. Rennie.
No cops. I'll be alone. I want to get this over with.
Now you're being smart, Mr. Rennie. Now, where'd you say?
On Manning, just west of Foster, 10 tonight.
10. Okay, we'll be there.
So will I. So will I. Hey, you weren't fooling, were you? No, I wasn't fooling.
Hey, Arnie! Dirk, come back here! Dirk!
All right, let's go.
Go? Where?
You said you wanted a ride in my car. You're going to get one. Put it in drive and step on it.
You got no right to do this.
Shut up.
Where are we going?
We're going to get on the freeway. Turn right down here.
The freeway?
Sure, where you can really let it out, see what it'll do. You wanted a joyride, all right, you're going to get one. Now go on. This is no milk wagon. Let her out.
It won't go any faster.
You're only doing 80. This car will do 120.
We'll pick up a cop.
You're not afraid of cops, remember? Now, come on, step on it.
Oh, Mr. Rennie.
Get over that left lane. Go on. You'd get a kick out of this. Now, come on, step on it.
We're gonna get killed.
Get him.
I can't.
Pull over.
What are you gonna do? Oh, don't shoot me, Mr. Rennie. Please, please don't shoot me. Honest, I won't do it again. I won't do it again. My father will pay the damages, he'll pay the hospital bill. He'll do everything. Just don't shoot me. Please.
I'm not gonna shoot you. Come on, let's go.
Where are we going?
To the police.
Vincent Landsberg at 728 West Adams. Arnie Darren, 2 R's, 631 North Hunter. And Dirk Shattuck. Yeah, that's right. 320 Cranston Avenue. Yeah, pick up all 3 of them and bring them in, huh? Right. Well, this is quite a reign of terror you've been conducting, young fellow. You must really hate these people.
I don't hate anybody.
Oh, sure. All in fun, huh? Just one big happy frolic.
No.
Then why did you do it?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. You can do better than that.
I can't. I don't know.
Is that what you're going to tell the jury?
What else am I going to tell him? I don't know. Look, all I want to do was ride in his car.
Well, take a ride in his car. So you put him through all this hell to get it. Why?
I keep telling you.
Yeah. You don't know. Or was it really the car? Was that really what you're after?
What do you mean?
Or was it something else?
Like what?
Like scaring somebody?
No.
Because you've been scared all your life and you figured it's time somebody else is scared of you for a change?
No, listen, it's not that at all.
So you pick on a middle-aged man and his wife because you figured they'd be easy. They couldn't fight back.
No, 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 no!
Take him downstairs, see that he calls his parents, then lock him up.
Get going. Go on, get moving. Get out, come on.
Kids. They live in fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of parents, you name it.
Not all kids. And not only kids.
Maybe so. I don't run across the other kind much in my business.
Lieutenant.
Yeah?
What'll happen to these boys?
Prison?
Prison. At 18. Fine way to start a life.
I wouldn't feel too sorry for them. They didn't show you much mercy.
No, that's right. I know. But 18.
Yeah, and then 19, and then 20, and still no regard for law or decency. And all of a sudden, they're not juvenile delinquents anymore. They're hardened criminals. Have you signed this?
Oh, the complaint.
Yeah.
Lieutenant, I'd like to read this if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. Sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you.
Sign it there on the second page in triplicate where your name's typed in.
All right.
My, it'll be good to get home.
Yeah, but no nonsense. Remember, the doctor said you were to stay in bed a couple of days at least.
I'll stay. The police don't think you did the right thing, do they?
What do you mean?
Getting those charges reduced from felony to misdemeanor on 3 of those boys.
No, they don't. Maybe they're right. A long prison term might break them completely, turn them into incorrigibles. I wouldn't want that on my conscience. Paul's a different matter. He was the ringleader, without conscience or mercy or humanity. He deserves the prison term he's going to get. You think I did right?
Yes.
Glad you got out of the hospital, Mrs. Rennie.
Why, thank you very much, boys.
Yes, that's very nice of you. Oh, say, fellas, would you like to put my car in the garage for me?
Would we?
They're such nice boys.
They're certainly crazy about that car.